Hey there YouTube, Elite Legionario here, bringing you a 2v2 for Total War Rome 2. And this battle was originally part of a series type thing, not a series, but it was like, basically, I was with the Swedish Landsknecht, he's my ally, he was the Saluted and I am Rome. But basically what was happening was that we were doing some dual commentary together because we'd never done that, and what happened is I ended up leaving the commentary running for 5 battles, so there were 5 battles and about 2 hours worth of dual commentary up, and I thought, it's cool, I'll upload that. It might be like a big Rome 2 dual commentary marathon thing. It had 5 very good battles, which I did save all the replays so I can still bring you them. But what happened was, when I went to just check that everything was alright with the replays, the Swedish Landsknecht's voice was very, very quiet, so I don't know if he had his volume up on his end, or the receiver, or whatever it is. So unfortunately you could hear basically nothing of what she said for the whole 2-hour video. And I was very disappointed in this because it was a very, very fun. We had a lot of fun doing it, and of course we were planning our strategies as we were playing it, because it was all live com as well between the two of us, and it was a lot of fun. I've saved the replays though just out of habit so I could look at them later, so fortunately I can still bring you the battles, but I can't bring them to you as the dual comms and live comms they were with the Swedish Landsknecht. So that's very unfortunate, but I guess this is better than nothing, and I'm sure if we organise something in future and we sort out the things with their volume and all that, we can do it again in future. So that's no worries. So anyway, I'll get to fast pace now. I'm sure you don't want to watch it in slow pace. I was just doing that while I was explaining that. So I've gone with a real infantry heavy Roman army, and he's gone with a complete cav heavy Seleucid army. So my army up front is 3 units of auxiliary Balearic slingers, 5 units of armoured legionnaires, and 6 units of Socii Extraordinaria. I like these guys because they kind of they look like, they use the Greek kind of equipment. But the other thing I like about them is that they've got this phenomenal 85 armour, which is very, very high. Not many units have that, particularly sword units, more armour than any other Roman infantry unit. Which is why I wanted to get them. I wanted to try and pin with the armoured legionnaires. Now you might remember also in the last video I was talking about what are they? How do I won't do it, never mind. I was talking about the Roman formation, but I still can't remember what it's called. It's just, yeah, I was going to try and show it to you, but it won't let me for some reason. Anyway, the Egyptian player here is using some light cav to skirmish us, and this Necht is using his light cav to get rid, or to skirmish it away. Now his cav force is designed to fight the Masakete, because the Seleucids have very good cavalry. So he's got 2 camel archers to help rout enemy cav. He's got 4 units of Hellenic cataphracts, and then he's got 4 Azart knights. 2 light cav to run off any lighter horse archers, and 2 Indian war elephants to help turn it. But this Masakete player is very, very good. He plays very well to combat us, or to combat the Snecht. He has, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it's 8 Saka cataphract horse archers and 5 Saka cataphracts. And these horse archers prove their might. They just don't rout in this fight, basically. He struggles to rout them. And they really devastate him. They really do devastate a lot of his cav. The Egyptian player keeps skirmishing me a bit, and because I've got my cav out on the other flank, basically, because I want to try and get around this Egyptian. The Egyptian player has, let's see, Thorax pikemen. I think he had 5 Thorax pikemen. Then he had 4 Galatian Royal Guards, as always, super deadly, and they prove to be exactly that in this fight. A light cav, 2 Nubian bowmen, 3 Theros spears, I think it was 3 light cav actually, and then 1 African war elephant. But anyway, I actually advised him to make this army. It looks like he had actually a unit of a Jamer cav, or a gamer cav rather. It's a gamer, that's how they actually pronounced it. So I actually advised him to do this just to try and catch the Masakete off guard, because realistically I've done this against the nomadic factions and it does work. The Seleucid cavalry is on par with with the Masakete. Like if you remove the Saka cataphracts, pretty much all the Seleucid cav is much better than all the Masakete cav, except for some of the horse archer units. He probably just got his elephants too close here, because I think this one went amok, or one of them goes amok soon. There you go, that's amok, and yeah, that one's amok, and that runs into his own elephant, and that causes a whole lot of problems. I think this one goes amok as well. So he realises he's taking too much damage and tries charging him. It's going to be quite nasty, because he pulls right into the Egyptian line here, which makes this very tricky. And with these war elephants so close on, and the amount of he uses a lot of heavy shot here, and it routs a lot of these guys. But these Saka cataphracts get into him. But I think the problem is that for some interesting reason, even with trample going, these Saka cataphracts just didn't break, which was very strange. Like Hellenic, they're definitely better than Hellenic cataphracts, but he's got 3-on-2 here, and they hold them at bay. Over here, he's got so many more units here. Hellenic cataphracts and the Zart Knights and Gamer Cav against these, Saka cataphracts. They just don't break. He gets very fortunate. I think he probably could have broken them, but then these Galatian Royal Guards come in, and I'm trying to flank the Egyptian player because I can't go head on to his pikes. But now I have to be quicker about this. So I'm sending my Sockeye Extraordinarii to try and help him. But this elephant's back here shielding him as well, and now he can't get his cav out because his Galatians have caught them, and of course these guys are constantly using heavy shot, and I think that might be what was turning it. So he just didn't get a decisive break on those Saka cataphracts, which he can do, because I did it in my previous battle 2vs2 that I did with Dog Holiday when I was using the Roxolani. It's very doable, but for some reason he just didn't do it this time. It didn't work for him. I don't really know why, but it can be done. It certainly can be done. I'm not really sure what happened here. Maybe it's because of these large amounts of horse archers. So as you can see here, I'm pulling my army into two sections. I'm sending my Sockeye Extraordinarii up the far right, and my armoured legionnaires and some of my other Shockeyes up here. Actually, I was kind of divided them evenly, actually. I'm using my slings to try and hit flanks. As you can see, I've depleted quite a lot of his pikes in some areas. This one's down to 49. Over here, I've got his light cav, and some of his Theros spears, and I do activate trample. I'm trying to make sure I can go round. I figured because this unit's so small now that I should be able to actually get past it with my armoured legionnaires, but even that was proving to be quite difficult, and I figured that they're quite tired. I should be able to get through it, but even then it didn't work all that well. I couldn't really outflank it. I was trying to get right around it. Over here, I was having trouble moving my men. They're getting caught on pikes and stuff. And this is what I was trying to do the entire time, because I just can't go head on into these units, because I'll just lose them. When he brings his elephants in, this proves very hard for me to stop them. I do eventually break into this pike, because I figured that because that was such a small unit, I should be able to break into it with my larger numbers, but I still took quite a lot of men, nearly 30 casualties doing it. But once I got in, I was alright. Over here, unfortunately, I got snagged up on this one, and that was a really bad thing because it was a high unit. But I see him withdrawing, so I decided to charge this unit while it's not formed. But unfortunately, he manages to form it. Kind of annoys me how quickly units can form sometimes. I do manage to rout this unit over here. Unfortunately, in this time, the Swedish Landsknecht has been knocked out. I send some of my armoured legionnaires and my Sockeye Extraordinarii to try and stop these Galatian Royal Guards. They will not be able to do this. The Roman legions are just not going to be able to defeat them it's just the way it is because of the way they fight. If you look here, these guys are holding their formation and not fighting, whereas the Galatians are kind of spreading out and trying to fight them, which gives them an advantage. Over here, these elephants really make this fight last far longer than I would have liked, so unfortunately I wasn't able to rout that very quickly. I do manage to catch this unit of Thorax pikemen out of formation. And I get some cav into it, so I should be able to destroy that unit there. I managed to catch this one in the flank, and I'm going to try and catch it in the other flank here. So I'm just shifting it around a bit more because I want to get a better flank. I know I'm going to get outflanked here, so it's partially why I also went that way. I do some of my own cav going around here, and I am routing a lot of his guys here. This fight is obviously lost at this point though, because there's just too much Masakate units left. I'm using my own auxiliary slingers to try and hold them up a bit. I know I'm going to lose those. Over here, as you can see, these Galatians are just going to absolutely cream me, and now I've got these guys shooting into my back, so I'm not going to last long there. So as you can see, even though my dudes are holding rank, which should make them better, that doesn't make a lot of difference or help to me, because it just tends to work against me. So I get a charge here, all those pikes were able to turn around, but as a result of them turning around, their backs did become available to my armoured legionnaires there, and as a result, those Thorax pikemen started to rout. But unfortunately, Galatian Royal Guard has gotten to the flank of this unit, and that's making this a very tricky fight indeed. I do manage to rout the majority of the Egyptian army, and still have some numbers left, but over here these elephants just would not break. Usually when they get swamped by infantry or stuck in a fight like this, they tend to break, but these ones just did not do it this time. So some pretty good close-ups. It's pretty nasty blood there. Armoured Legionnaires are probably my favourite unit at the moment in the game. They're certainly not the best, but they just look the coolest, and they're very cost effective, I think. So I've got my general here, I'm going to try and rally. Once I snagged these African elephants, they really didn't break. I think that might be because it was a general. If the African elephants elephants in the general, it's much harder to break than usual. Here I get a good charge into the back of these Galatian Royal Guards, which helps a lot. But even then, it still holds a long time. I have to get out of there before I get snagged up on more of them. I've got my general there, and I'm trying to basically just keep him close to my army but out of enemy harm. And I am about to rout the rest of these elephants. And over here, my Sockii Extraordinary are no match for these Galatian Royal Guards. So not much I can do about that. All of that blood pouring out of them, and they rout. And the rest of my army's about to go now. It's just going to chain rout. So I did pretty good though, but with Swedes getting knocked out so quickly, it made it too difficult. But I got quite a lot of the Egyptian army for sure. And the scorecards were, I got over 1,000 kills. So did the Egyptian, so did the Masakate, I think. And yeah, I think he got over 1,000, but Swedes only got about 300, so, you know, very odd in that fight though. Those Seleucid cavalry can usually, you know, can stop Saka cataphracts, it can, and he had numbers down on it. I don't know why they held so long there, because I've certainly managed to achieve it, so it got a bit unfortunate there, but it was a good game. And I got 4 more 2 vs 2s I did with the Swedish Large-Neck coming next, and they're all very good, and they're all different from one another. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I certainly did. A lot of fun. And I'm sorry I couldn't actually bring you the dual com uploads of this. But I'll perhaps one day in future. I don't know if you'll probably watch the Swedish Landsneak. Maybe if you've got time someday in future, we could do a dual com again, because this time we'll just sort out the sound settings and it should be a lot of fun. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon next time.